Tucci, and you are watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent. Hi.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
Alright, you go in, Tony. Good.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead Radio Show. You're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Good morning, everybody. Ooh, I sound like I'm
like a woman.
what? No, it sounds very loud and like it's over.
Not on my headset.
No? Yeah? Okay. All right. Maybe it's just me. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show. It's Monday. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Jeff is here.
I'm here. Mondays suck.
Mondays, yeah, but not anymore because
It's
you're
a boot.
here.
It's raining. Oh, thank you.
Oh, sure.
So it just makes the Monday more gloomy, but I have brightened it for you, I guess.
Exactly.
Excellent. I like that. All right.
Yeah, and it is raining out, but that is supposed to stop, and it's supposed to get sunny out
gonna
at
get
some
sunny.
point, which is nice. Don't mind me; I'm just getting set up here. We have actor and fairly new comedian Tyler Noble joining us in a little while. I got a weird story with Tyler that I'll share once he gets here. But
Where would we have seen Tyler before?
Actually, yeah, that's one of the things I want to ask him. He's done some acting and he's been in some high profile stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Like commercials and stuff.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, but we'll save that for him when he gets here. I actually have a lot to talk about. First off, I just want to thank you. It was this side, right?
Yes, it was. You
Jeff
can't even
just-
tell which side it was now.
I know, exactly. Sometimes, which leg? No. Jeff just fixed the armchair that's been broken since Richie Byrne broke it like a year ago.
Freaking Richie.
Fucking Richie Byrne.
I mean, what do you do? Sit on it?
I
mean, it's a gaming chair.
he thought it vibrated. And
It's not
it
for
was
the
a-
Olympics.
It was a Saturday night. Yeah, he was, he needed something.
Okay.
So,
Don't do it again, Richie.
yeah, you'll be in trouble, Richie. Good morning, Nancy Rizzuti. Good morning, Nikki. Good morning, John Rusciello. Hope everybody is well this morning. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I before Tyler comes in, I have a lot to talk about. I had a very weird weekend, and I'm still feeling off.
Off.
So,
Do tell.
Thursday, I did the show here. What was Thursday? So I got home. I don't remember what time I got home. I was working here. I think I got home around 2:ish. And I, was eating lunch, and sure enough, I started feeling some pains, the old phantom pains in the stump. And when I get these phantom pains in the stump, man, it's like, it's brutal.
You know something's coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yes. And I'm like dealing with it. And I had to be back in here at 5:30 to do another show. You guys know Chef Felix. He does a show every first Thursday of the month, Recipe for Laughter with Chef Felix. And so the pain was getting really bad. And one of the downsides, and I've been trying to get my son to come in here and learn this shit so I have a backup because I was in no condition to come in here. But I don't want to cancel because I just don't like to do it. Because if I can't make it, there's no show. So I'm like, plus Felix is Joe Carletto, who's one of the owners who I'm close to. Felix is Joe's cousin. So I'm like, he's the last guy I want to cancel on because I don't want to get in trouble. So I come in and I'm doing the show and the pain is like getting worse. And I'm sitting here like, thank God I'm not on the air. The cameras are just on them. They're doing their thing. I'm just pressing buttons. But the whole time I'm sitting there like, finally get out of here, go home. Now, Thursday was the Met game with the big Pete Alonso home run. So I go home. Lisa was nice enough to make me some dinner, and I'm just laying on the couch. I'm in pain to the point where I'm screaming, but I'm watching the game. That's helping me a little bit. And the Mets, had that crazy game that they won, which, got them into the next round of the playoffs. So after the game, I said, okay, I'm going to bed. So at this point, I think it was like 9 o'clock at night or something, whatever time it was.
Thursday night.
Yeah, it was in between 8 and 9 because the game started, I think, at like 5 or 6 or something. So I take some medication. Oh, no, I take that back. So I did take some medication, but it was weird. So I'm sitting on the couch because I just didn't feel like moving, to go upstairs and go to bed. So I'm just sitting there. I take some medication, and usually what happens is when I get the bad phantom pain, what happens is usually I take enough medication that it knocks me out, and then I'll wake up a few hours later, and I'm back to normal. Everything's fine. This time, this is the first time this has ever happened. I've been an amputee for 19 years now. This is the first time this ever happened where the pain just stopped. I was awake. Like, I didn't go to bed yet. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. This is kind of weird. Took the medication anyway, still went to bed because I was exhausted. around 4. Yeah, I think it was around 4 in the morning. Boom, I'm woken up. It's back, which has never happened before.
So let me back up a second.
Okay.
I misunderstood the beginning. I thought you
Okay.
had phantom pains going on in your bowels.
Oh,
That's why I said something's coming down the pipe.
Yeah, I knew what you meant, but sometimes I'm in so much pain that that might even happen because I'm just dying. Plus, the medication kicks my ass too, in that way in many ways.
Mm-hmm. I got you now.
So I'm awake at 4 in the morning. Lisa then gives me more medication. This medication knocked me out. It was probably around the last time I remember being awake was in between 4:30 and 5. I wake up. It is now 10:55 in the morning.
So
yeah, I'm like, whoa, but I'm still feeling. It's not as bad, but I'm still feeling some after effects. But the medication, I took OxyContin. I took gabapentin. This is strong stuff. This stuff is this is almost as strong as it gets. So I'm like,
then you got to be here in 5 minutes.
Well, that was the thing. So I reach out. All right, so I reached out to 3 guests. Don Sill was supposed to come in. Turns out he couldn't make it anyway. But the Down and Outs were coming in. They're a comedy team. They just did a show this weekend here at Governor's that I hosted. So I reached out to them immediately. Don't come. I'm not feeling good. Not doing the show. And they write back, no problem. We didn't leave yet. Feel better. The whole works. And then I'm not loopy, but just like weak, tired. My head felt like I was standing upside down for like an hour, just like the blood rushing to your head. It just felt heavy. So I just kind of laid around. I didn't get out of bed till 3 that afternoon, but I still didn't feel right. But it's Friday night. Now, Friday nights, if I'm not working somewhere, I'm at my daughter's special needs basketball league. They play every Friday night. So I have to leave at 6 o'clock to go there. I feel a little bit better. Definitely okay to drive, but I wasn't 100%. But I go there. Even a couple of people said that to me. What's the matter? You don't look right. I'm like, yeah, medication, yeah. So I just watch the game, go back home, go to bed. And then this weekend, I had White Post Farms, which, that's like part of the deal there. You agree to work. When you agree to work their fall festival, you have to commit to every single weekend.
Yep.
No ifs, ands, or buts. Especially my job. I stand there. I'm the host, so I'm the only one doing that. I'm not like, and I'm not trying to say my job is more important than anybody else. But
if you're not there, there's nobody else doing it.
Right. There's 50 cashiers. They could probably be okay with one called in sick or something. So plus I get paid if I go. So so I go there, and I'm definitely not right. Which sucked. It was a long day. Then I had to come here immediately after because I was hosting the show. And even that, I'm like, do I call somebody, like another comedian, see if they want to host this thing? And I leave White Post Farms, and I'm, driving. And again, I was okay to drive, but just feeling very beat up, tired. So as I'm driving here, I brought change of clothes, and I'm driving. I'm like trying to think of somebody I can call to see if maybe they'll host. And I'm not even driving 10 minutes, and I get a text from Joe Murphy. Joe Murphy, okay. I've known Joe Murphy since we were little kids. We went to elementary school. Our mothers went to school together. He texts me, coming to the show tonight. In fact, I'm already here. I'm hanging out at the bar. There'll be 16 of us. I'm like, son of a bitch. What am I going to do? Am I going to say, no, don't go?
Yeah.
Like, he already bought the tickets. I'm like, oh, no. So I come here. Feeling awful. I come in here. I change out of the White Post stuff. I put on my regular clothes. Dude, so I'm sitting here. Now there's another comedian who's playing the main room who I know, Tony DeBas. Great guy, great comedian. He comes in here, and we talk every time we see each other. We hang out and talk a little bit. He comes in here, and he goes, I got some new jokes I want to run by you. He goes, do you mind if I 3 jokes? He goes, you're always up front. He goes, you'll tell me if the joke works or not. I'm like, okay, great. He runs 3 jokes by me. I like 2 out of 3. And we talked. He leaves, but then it hits me. Like, son of a bitch, I've been so, doped up. I've been in pain. I've been out of it. Like, so him running jokes by me, I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't even, go over my set for tonight. Like, I didn't prepare myself for what jokes I'm going to do. And the show was like 10 minutes out. And I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling right. So I go out there, and I've done worse, but this was definitely not my best. I was forgetting stuff. I even I'm like midway through and I'm talking and I realize I skipped over a couple of jokes that won't work now because I skipped over them. But it made me I actually froze for a second. I'm like, what do I do now? But I kept going and I just didn't have a good set. And so now I feel shitty because I have friends. Joey, so it's him and 16 other people. I knew them all. It was his wife, some of his kids, in-laws, their kids. I know everybody. I'm like, oh, man, I felt terrible. I'm texting Joey from backstage. Dude, I'm so sorry. I screwed this up. I was a mess. I'm sorry. He's like, it's fine. No problem. So, then Sunday I have to go back to White Post, and I'm feeling just terrible. So now what I forgot... So I texted Don and I texted these girls that were supposed to come in Friday, telling them not to come in. So Sunday I'm leaving White Post, and I just had, again, I'm out of it all weekend, not feeling myself, and I'm like, and I just felt like I'm leaving Sunday from White Post, and I felt like I'm forgetting something. Just as I start to drive home, all of a sudden, boom, I'm like, there is a fundraiser going on so Governors has 3 clubs. They have this place, they have the brokerage in Belmore, and out in Bohemia they have a place called McGuire's.
Right.
A buddy of mine, his wife has a dog rescue organization. They're doing a fundraiser at McGuire's. And I promised him I would be there. There was even talk of me hosting that, which I hope wasn't the plan. So I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. So I forgot about that. Then I realized they were supposed to come in here, too, on Friday to promote the event.
Oh.
I look at my phone this morning, and sure enough, he called me at 10:50 Friday morning. So my guess is that they were probably outside wondering where the hell I was. And then I didn't show up to their fundraiser because I wasn't dressed. I didn't have a change of clothes. I was sweaty. I was in overalls, I was like, so I couldn't go. Thank God I didn't, because then I see this morning that the event got changed from McGuire's to the brokerage, so I would have driven all the way out to Bohemia for nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm just a mess all weekend.
Just a hot mess.
A hot mess. And because I worked so much this weekend, I still don't even feel like I had a minute to just kind of calm down, get myself together. So even this morning, I'm feeling a little off. But, and I haven't been sleeping well either. Every night since, I've been waking up in the middle of the night. So, it's, so I kind of had a weird weekend. And then while I was at White Post, because I'm the host, and I make announcements, this is happening over here, this show is happening over there, and we got this, and don't forget we got a deal, and don't forget to stack up on your pumpkins. And I just mess with people as they're walking by and joke around. I'm also the lost and found. Sometimes it's children, sometimes it's cell phones, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Sure enough, somebody loses a cell phone. Every time that happens, I scroll, to access like the flashlight and stuff, and you can also access the camera.
Yeah.
So we've lost iPhone. Here it is. If anybody lost an iPhone, come see me. I have it. If you can unlock it, the phone is yours. That's always what I tell them. So I go, but in the meantime, I'm going to take selfies with your iPhone, and I just start walking around. I take selfies. So on Saturday afternoon, I had a phone, and I'm making the announcements. I'm taking my selfies. And this guy comes over, and as he's coming to me, he's going like this. So I'm like, oh, is this your phone? He's nodding. As I say that, the phone rings. I look at it, and it's a FaceTime call. So I answer it.
Sure.
And there's this woman, and the guy is standing next to me, and I go, hi, so I have your phone. I go, is he with you? Is this, his? And as I'm saying, he just grabs it, and for a brief second, I'm like resisting.
Yeah.
And I was just caught by surprise. So he got the phone, and he's holding it. And I go, hey, just that's all I did.
Yeah.
And I see, so he pulled it with this. So I see the left hand clinches, and he pulls back like he's going to.
Really?
So I, just instinct, just reflex, I pull back, and I'm ready to just throw one back. But he stopped.
Smart.
Yeah.
On his part.
Well, I don't know about that, but. So I stopped too, and now I'm getting my bearings about me, and I, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm almost panicked. I couldn't tell you the last time I was in a fight. I have no idea. So we just stop. And I go, look, I said, I just need you to unlock that phone so I know it's yours. So he unlocks it, and he walks away. So now I'm like, just standing there like, what the fuck just happened? Like, you know, like after the fact, like your blood gets all pumping and the reality sets in, so you start to get mad. I take 2 steps, and I just happen to turn to my left. As I turn to my left, here he is coming back. So now I'm like gearing myself up again, but he goes like this. He goes, I'm sorry.
All right.
I said, okay. I said, I was about to find security. I straight up.
There's no need to rip it out of your hands like an asshole.
Absolutely. So I said to him, I go, what the hell was that? He goes, dude, my wife lost my phone. He goes, she's been killing me all day. Then she loses my phone. He goes, there's other things. He goes, I'm having a really bad day. He goes, I screwed up. He goes, I'm really sorry. I said, okay, no problem. And that was the end of it. But I was like, man, that was weird.
Yeah.
All right. So Tyler Noble, our guest, is walking up right now. I have to go to the door and answer.
I can go answer the door for you if you want.
Yeah, you'll do that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're the main host.
Yeah.
How you gonna leave?
I was going to put some music on.
Oh, you know.
Fuck it.
If you want to greet your guest,
I don't give a shit either way.
I just thought, you know, you're the main guy. I'm just a visitor. I'm nobody.
You're a co-host.
Yeah.
Do you have something you'd like to talk about while I go get the door?
No, nothing in particular. You know, just figured.
All right, I'll turn some music on. Elio Pace, we'll be right back.
I got some good news I've got to tell you about a friend of mine who had to go away. He's got a company for a dog and a house that's paid for. He's got a guaranteed exotic holiday, but he's written to say he's always dreaming of the way it could have been. He's longing to play, oh yeah, and now he's ready to admit he's well and truly been. He's got the bug back, he's coming right back, back to the kind of life we used to live before. We'll be jamming all night till the groove is uptight. Yeah, he's coming back, he's gonna stay this time for sure. And he's taking his time, but in the end you can't betray your destiny. Security's fine, oh yeah, but now he's itching to be free, doing what comes naturally. Yeah. Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back. Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back, and he's written to say he's always dreaming of the way it could have been. He's longing to play, oh yeah, and now he's ready to admit he's well and truly been. Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back. Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back. Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back. He's got the bug back, yeah. He's coming back. Right. Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back. He's got the bug back, the bug back. Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back. Tell you now, got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back. Got the bug back, he's got the bug back, got the bug back.
Damn. All right. That was Elio Pace. What was the song? Got the Bug Back. Go see Elio Pace if you're in the London area. Elio will be performing some concerts in November. You see the dates are right there on the flyer. Go see him. You will not be disappointed. All right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, our guest has arrived. Tyler Noble is here.
What's up? What's up?
Perfect timing.
Guys.
Oh, glad you're here, pal.
I wasn't sure if you'd make it with the rain.
I know. It was rough. I wanted to stay in and just stay in bed and be cozy and watch movies.
It is that kind of day, man.
Yeah, it is.
It was dark this morning. I got up at 7. I was like, is it really 7? Like, I thought it was earlier. It was dark.
The days are shorter now.
I know,
like
man.
that.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Get ready for depression.
That's right.
There's already Christmas stuff in the stores.
Is there really?
I was in
Seriously?
Lowe's the other day.
Yeah.
Full-on Christmas display, trees, everything. The decorations, and I'm like, holy,
They're
it's
pushing
not
it
even
earlier.
Halloween yet.
Earlier and earlier. You don't get to enjoy the one holiday before you move to the next one.
Absolutely.
Thanksgiving. Don't get to enjoy that. It's
No.
all about Christmas
It's
and
all about
making money.
Christmas.
Yeah, it's all about money.
Christmas just wants to be everything. Like, relax, Christmas. You'll have your time to shine.
Yes. I wouldn't mind getting gifts every day, but I mean,
Well, true.
We should stretch out Christmas, though. This is a thought I've had for a long time.
I agree.
Because it's such a jolly season, and it comes to such an abrupt end, and then it's just sadness for a while.
Yes. It's
We
like
should
post
stretch it. Yeah.
post PTSD.
Yeah.
Post traumatic.
Christmas syndrome.
Yeah, I was trying to add the Christmas somewhere and I was blowing it, but
There's a
is
scene.
that like postpartum, like post-Christmas?
yeah.
Yeah.
I used to when I was a kid, when we were kids. You worked at the King Cullen. I worked at the Lumberyard, which was in the same parking lot, Delco Plaza in Hicksville.
Till it burnt down.
Yeah, but for me, not for you. You were in the supermarket, but the Lumberyard used to close every year from like December 23rd to January 2nd. So I got used to that real fast. And to this day, I'm like, I wish the whole world would just shut down that week.
It should.
Yeah, and just enjoy.
That'd be nice.
Spend the week with your family. If you're traveling, just wherever you are, and just and make it a festive week.
January needs something. That's what it's really important. January needs something. There's nothing going on.
Nothing.
New Year's, we got resolutions. We're thinking everything's going to be great, and then we don't even follow the resolutions, and then we're like, oh man, I suck. Winter sucks. It's cold.
That's why I hate resolutions because you put
They're
your
over.
Well, yeah, you're like
later.
Like, were you that bad the year before that you need resolutions, and then you're just putting yourself, you're setting high standards because you never follow through on these stupid resolutions. So no, it's just another year.
January is the time for failure.
The time for failure.
Nah,
but you said there's nothing in January, so we're learning about you instantly. So because there's Martin Luther King, so we're realizing now that you're racist.
Oh,
so that's fine.
I wasn't going there.
No,
it did pop in my mind. I wasn't going there.
I had to.
Ignorant sometimes, yes. But I did grow up in Queens, and I love that I grew up there because it's such a melting pot. So we get to grow up with everybody.
Absolutely.
And now I'm in. I spent a lot of time in Minnesota actually.
Yes, I was going to ask you about that. It's on my list.
Baseball hat, maybe.
Yeah. It's just the hat, guys. So don't.
I know. I'm already. Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, they are the Mets of Minnesota. That's all it is. It's the underdog. I can give a crap about baseball.
Oh, is that right? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Any sports in particular or no? No, you're not a sports guy?
Just so that you think I'm masculine.
And well, in the shirt,
he
too.
didn't want to get his hair wet.
Well, thanks for the segue, because I am going to show a video that shows actually just how masculine you are.
Oh, snap.
And no, I'm not talking about your porn career.
Which
I found this video of you doing like martial arts and shit and boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only known each other, 3 weeks or something shit, but I saw this video. I was like, wow. I was impressed. You know the video I'm talking about, right?
No, I don't.
Yes,
I've made a lot of random content. I don't keep up with things. It's just kind of random, but I'm excited to see
All right,
what I got here.
Oh, you know what? Let me put that. So that screen up there shows what we have going on, but it is on a 30-second delay. So you're going to just see us talking for a minute, but then you will see the video. I'm going to start playing it now.
It's going to be new to him almost.
Oh, okay.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So you see us, but so in a couple of seconds you're going to see the video I'm talking about. All right. So, but by the time it's over, it'll be back on us, so we'll be seeing your reactions.
Yeah, no, I do a lot of random stuff. It's
Here we go. Here we go. Come
Yeah.
on. Now you know what I'm talking about.
This is my action reel that I threw together myself. You love my editing
Look-
skills
Yeah,
there.
very good, very good.
Top notch.
Not
I am
bad at all.
I'm not a videographer. I'm not an editor. But you know, as an artist, like you kind of you try to wear the other hats. Not always, you know, successful at it, but it's a promotional tool. Some of these things are just videos I shot myself. Some were, you know, taken for a commercial and things like that.
I almost feel like I'm watching an intro for a Rocky movie or something.
Don't we all kind of want to be in that, right? Come on, who?
When we were kids, oh my
At some
God,
point in
yeah.
your life, you're like, I'm Bruce Lee, or I'm going to be Rocky, or whatever. And then you leave the theater, and you're like, and then it slowly just dies down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did a lot of, I practiced a lot of arts and taught in Minnesota at a place called the Minnesota Collie Group. So just all kinds of mixed stuff.
Cool.
So you see the sticks and
Yeah.
kicks and jujitsu.
Let me go back for a second. You said you edited this yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and there were certain scenes there where like waves are crashing over you and stuff. Like, did you add that? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't add
You
the
look
waves,
good.
dramatic effect. I know, like, that's the one thing I do know. As you know, being I'm not like a movie buff, and I know all the greatest movies, but I've been watching too many movies since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I know what kind of looks good. And if I'm walking by a beach and I'm like, ooh, I got my sticks. Look at these waves. What if I did some stuff while this wave comes up?
No, good
Dramatic effect.
That was impressive right there.
Thanks,
so
bro.
yeah, so there's a lot of skills going on between the. I mean, you're hitting the bag and then you hit it with your elbow. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I kind of make up my own stuff sometimes. You know, I did teach for a while.
Yeah?
And that school is a mixed martial arts school. And it's all about, like, using what works, what's useful, and kind of exploring and being, like, imaginative.
Okay.
So I was like, well, why don't I change this and do something else that works for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love...
So when you're beating the shit out of somebody, do you do that?
Elbows?
Yeah.
Elbows are, I don't know, we're going to talk martial arts today. But
I know
you wanna
nothing
go in?
about it.
Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, and then I see does that say love pain? Is
Love
that that?
pain, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting scared. I think we're going to get beat up in here today. Both of us at the
2 on
same
1.
time.
Nah.
Two on one.
Beat
Yeah.
2 on 1, but like
He's still
you can
kicking
take
ass.
both,
Yeah.
that's right.
It's just...
He'll probably break the leg in half, I bet.
He's only got one good one.
That's what I'm saying. Well, the good one is the fake one.
Oh, okay.
That's the good one.
Yeah, 'cause that's $100,000, that damn thing.
Dude,
So,
I didn't even know until I was listening on the car right here that you had a bum leg. Well, I just
is
thought,
that
like,
right?
it was just, the leg sucked, to be honest. It's like there's not
It did at one time.
Well, true.
Yeah.
Now it's great. I don't feel a thing.
But elbows, yeah. You know, I've taught kids, I've taught adults, I've taught women, and elbows are a really useful tool. These fingers, these digits, these can get hurt, you know, pretty easily.
Yeah.
This doesn't get hurt as easy.
Okay.
And it can deliver quite a blow, especially if, you know, for like women's self-defense and things like that. It's not all about jab, cross, hook. It's about delivering like a strong blow kind of really quickly.
Yeah. If you're in trouble, you want to just kick ass.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not, I mean, come on. You know, a lot of people go to these different schools and, hey, listen, it's fun, it's a workout, it's a business and all that.
Right.
But a lot of them go to these schools for maybe more of like a self-defense aspect. Like they want to learn how to defend themselves, and then it winds up being this fun thing.
Right.
You just have to keep that in mind because you're learning how to be a fighter in the ring, but that doesn't translate as well to the street, right? So
Sure,
if you're learning how
sure.
to jab, cross, hook in a ring, that's one thing, but in the street, that might not be the combo you need to throw. You need to just end that quick.
Right. Well, one thing, I've been a boxing fan forever, and I love watching boxing. I love watching the MMAs, UFC, but that's as far as it goes for me. I love to watch. And I know a few names, and I remember, you know, a few fights, but I don't know the ins and outs. And so maybe like a month or so ago, I'm the president of the Nassau County PAL Special Needs Unit.
You do everything.
That's right. I'm everywhere. And we just started a boxing program.
Oh, cool.
So, special needs guys, getting in the ring. So I went to the first day of it so I can, check it out and see what they do, how it goes. And I found it so interesting because it's not just a matter of, building up strength and throwing punches. Like, you have to remember the combinations or, what a number one could be or a number two. Like, and the coach is trying, or the trainer is trying to, he's trying to teach them the numbers and the discipline of of how you're standing and where your hands are. Like, so it's not just especially for the special needs community, they're learning how to, be disciplined. They're learning, math almost, because or throw a 1 and then a 2, so it was very useful for them in other ways.
Absolutely.
Plus, they're working up a sweat and they're getting a good exercise. But, and I don't even think it's going to like this. You never know. In case a guy jumps at you in the street. Like I don't think it's that at all. I think it's just the exercise and the mental aspect of learning how to do certain things. So I was really impressed. I just never thought about those things.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I mean, like kids or whoever, you do these things for activities. Could be softball, could be whatever.
Right.
Not necessarily because you're going to use it later, but I do still believe that, doing something like that, because it could come in use, but if not,
but it's
great.
It's helpful for other things.
It trains your mind. You're talking about memory right there.
Exactly.
You're absolutely disciplined.
Discipline, yeah.
Right.
And in some arts, like you're just learning how to use different tools. And the way we would train in Minnesota Collie Group is we would do right side, left side. So now you're learning how to use your odd side, which is some would say this is like retraining your brain.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
This is the kind of thing you really want to do, especially as you get older, as you age, because it's that kind of thing. You don't use it, you lose it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Whether it's your body, your mind,
your penis.
So I know.
I'm looking at you this way. He's making gestures.
There was no meaning behind that.
What did you hear?
I'm keeping it clean today, guys.
Oh, there's no need for that.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, and I come from a very dirty background, but here's the thing. So, like, I grew up in Queens. My mom's from Brooklyn, my dad's from Bayside.
Okay.
And, potty mouths all around. My
Nice.
mom especially.
Cool.
So, whenever somebody, feels a way about me saying a cuss, I'm like, excuse me. My mom taught me this.
That's right.
And then they're like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, right.
This is her language, so step off. But, when, in Queens, you get away with that kind of stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the city, you get away with that.
Yeah.
Living in Minnesota for a while, it's
yeah.
a little,
Completely
it's
different.
a little like, sir, you can't use that word around here. And that's been a challenge. I literally, changed the way I speak, my vocabulary, throughout the past 9 years.
No kidding.
It's a little more straight-laced there, and that's good in some ways.
Absolutely.
Things I love about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember being at a family dinner for this girl I was dating, and I got my hands in the right place, and my back is straight, and I'm telling a story, and I'm watching my words, and I said, and you know what? I couldn't take the damn thing anymore, and then my girl goes, Tyler. Watch your mouth.
Oh,
and I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, you said damn. And I was like, yeah, I said damn in place of shit or fuck or the other words.
Right.
I didn't. Here we can only say darn.
Darn. Yes. Oh my God.
That's the white bread.
That's a little too extreme. I mean,
Yeah. See,
don't use the D word.
we were talking before we went on the air today about living in other places. See, and that's stuff like that. It would make me nuts. I would never survive.
A little bit. I'm so, in that way, I'm glad to be back here, and it's like a breath of fresh air. I'm like, I don't have to watch my mouth as much. I could just be a little bit of an asshole. That's what we are. And everyone, no one's perfect. So we try to be decent humans, but I think that we're not as hard on each other, in the city, and we can,
and even if we are, we can take it.
Yeah, we can take it. Too. That's a good point.
We're a little more thick-skinned than a lot of
and how did you
the country.
how'd you end up out there?
Yeah, so I went for a film festival, for the Twin Cities Film Festival, about 9 years ago with this film that I did called Ink and Steel, which is pretty cool. Sort of a mafia story, but not bang bang shoot 'em up. It's sort of like a behind the scenes. Actually, very proud of that film. It's called Ink and Steel. So that was the last festival we were doing for that in Minnesota, and I got hooked up with some agents over there.
Oh,
and,
wow.
it was over there. It's very, very white. It's very Scandinavian. And they know this.
Yeah.
It's okay to say this.
Yes.
I know about Martin Luther King now. Okay, it's fine. So it's very Scandinavian, and they're like, I'm a little dark over there. So they're like, hey, ethnic ambiguous guy, we can really use you.
Yes.
And then the agents were kind of hot for me, so I'm like, shoot, shoot. You heard that? So I'm like, shoot, I better try this.
Golly gee, this is going to be swell.
Basically. Nah, shit. I was like, shit, I'm going to try this out because, here you're like knocking on doors and it takes so much time. Like, these people want to work with me. Said I'll try it out. Next thing you know, I kind of fell in love with the place. I mean, it's a small city, but got tons of art, culture, lakes, like water you could swim in and not worry too much about, which is not what we have here.
Yeah,
as much.
exactly.
They don't have the food we have here.
They don't have the food we have here. They don't have the Latino population, the lovely Latina population. They don't have. It's a little bit like. Not so much on the culture side, It's a small city, but they're progressive and they do have some good food there. I gotta be honest, because they're competitive.
Really,
they're competitive, and it's like yes, we know there's New York, there's L.A., Chicago. We don't talk about it too much, right? It's usually
Chicago's
New York and LA.
Chicago's got great food.
Yeah.
Chicago's got really up in there a few times. And then I think we've talked about this before. You can't compare the Chicago pizza to New York pizza because it's completely different.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
I mean, well, there's a deep dish pizza, and it's good. I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
But you can't say, well, ours is better than yours. There's no comparison. They're completely different. In my opinion, they got their pride and all, but deep dish. Get some Giordano's over there. Out there. It's pretty good.
It's good to try it. I mean, when you go to Italy, the pizza is totally different too,
right?
right?
Yeah.
So
So again, we were talking before we went on the air. My buddy Don Sill, who has a show in here, he did the same thing. He moved to the Carolinas, early 2000s. Same exact thing happened to him. He was getting parts, like every movie that needed a mafioso type or just an Italian-looking guy. Like you said, Scandinavian. Like it's like everybody has blonde hair everywhere else. So the minute us dark New Yorkers go somewhere, they're like, ah!
Yeah.
And same thing, he said that he was getting cast in so many different films. But now the downside... He said flat out he never really felt like he fit in there. And he was thrilled to be back home.
That's a thing. That's a thing, yeah. I think, because when I first moved there, I also picked up some bartending, and, that gave me a community, as you guys might know.
Sure.
You're a bartender, you're basically the drug dealer. Everyone wants to be your friend, right?
Yeah.
And you're the therapist.
Yeah, that too. You're a lot
You're
of
a
things.
therapist,
And people can value you for that. And I was able to make a community and do lots of things there,
Yeah.
I even produced some small commercials, and I was hosting an improv show and doing lots of things, and I was able to bring the community in on these things. But at the end of the day, after years of making connections and all that, there's just a difference from having buddies or having like you guys, like the solid friends that got your back no matter what.
Right.
That ain't gonna cancel you no matter what, right? And like coming back here, it's like I feel that so much more. So there's like, it's cool people over there, but they're not the ride or dies.
Yeah.
And they might have their own there, but they say over there, it's like those are the people that you went to elementary school and junior high and high school, and then it's tough to break into that. But I mean, presently, I think what I've been doing is like going pond to pond.
Okay.
Enjoying the best of both worlds, and
okay.
With the way things are today, you kind of got it. You
Right.
can't just stay in one place.
Go wherever the work is.
Grind. Yeah, exactly. Go where the
Absolutely.
work is.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely a grind. You mentioned so you hooked up with an agency there. So does that agency? Do they just get you work in that area, or are they, nationwide?
Mostly in that area.
Oh, okay.
And you kind of freelance with agents over there. You could be multi-listed over here.
Okay.
It's like you stick with one agent, but you multi-list over there. And it's mostly regional. A lot of stuff that's right there in Minnesota or Minneapolis. But they got a lot of Fortune 500 company bases there.
Oh.
So there is quite a bit of commercial, voiceover stuff. They're starting to branch out. One of my agents over there, my top agency, I'd say, shout out to Wayman. Love you guys. No, but they're awesome. They've been around forever, and they work really hard, and they get it. Like, an agent's got to look at their clients as like, their talent as they got to care about you. They got to care about you
Yeah,
making a
absolutely.
living.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Yes.
otherwise you're scrambling out here. So they're pushing to get us better stuff, better work, better wages, and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
There's more film and everything, even coming to that region, which I'm driving out there tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
To shoot a film.
Minnesota?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Driving. How long does
It's
it take to get out
14
there?
hours, right?
It's like driving to Florida. So take that amount of
Yeah.
time
Yeah, I got
and
you.
stretch it how you want. Like I'm
Wow.
gonna pass out in the back of my crossover. An hour here, an hour there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you doing this yourself? By yourself?
Yeah. This time, yeah.
Wow.
I've done it a bunch of times.
Really?
Yeah. Just makes sense. I'm gonna be shooting up in Duluth. Have you ever heard of Duluth?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Never been there. Have you been there?
You've been there?
You've been there?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
but I
oh.
know I've heard of it. Yeah.
Okay,
The
yeah.
Squeaky chair.
Main city.
So
It's a main
so
city out there.
yeah. It's right on as you go north. It's like upstate.
Right.
Once you hit Lake Superior, it's like right there on
Okay.
on the corner. There's no corner.
Lake
It's
Superior,
round.
make a left.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's a beautiful little like nautical place, and on one side you got Lake Superior that runs for like another 5 hours or something like that, and the other side is just forest and hikes and rivers. So I'm shooting 2 days. I got a break in between. I'm gonna be hiking
Nice.
my ass all over.
Really,
just
yeah?
seeing the scenes, taking advantage of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just for a commercial?
This for a film.
Oh, okay.
For a Lifetime film.
A Lifetime
my
film.
wife's favorite channel. She loves her Lifetime movies.
My mother too. Yeah.
You know,
My
you ever
mother
watch?
too.
Now, if I may, those Lifetime movies.
Yeah.
They have every single couple or whatever, no matter what, they all have beautiful houses. They live in these big, giant, beautiful homes. I'm like, why don't they make one about like somebody like us in a Levitt Ranch?
Yeah.
No, you'll never see that in a Lifetime movie. You never see Levitt Ranch. No. Or a Cape.
There's
No.
something more
It's
going
mansions.
on. There's something more going on with these
And you know, right?
These Lifetime movies. If you watch, it's always they have like the same group of actors playing all
Yes.
the lead parts. So they're married in this one, then the next one, two other are like there's something like somebody's got some fantasies going
I
on.
guess
Like
they're
all
just contracted to Lifetime.
Oh yeah, I'd like to
'Cause they
see what's in
can't,
that contract.
I don't know.
Well, it's true. You're right, because I played a rich father. This is the first time. Like I play the edgy guys normally. I'm the drug addicted son who's like trying to figure his life out. And they hire me as the rich daddy, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll do it.
Yeah, sure.
But then with the next one, I auditioned for them, and they were like, we can't have you do this because this role would be dating your daughter from the last film, and that wouldn't look right.
see,
And I'm
I
like,
see, yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
that makes sense. But I'd play a great boyfriend. But I'll tell you this: speaking of like how everything needs to be perfect, cookie cutter. There's also no nipples allowed in Lifetime. 0. And I'm not talking about like a whole exposed.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're talking about through the love
Even
paint
through
shirt.
the shirt.
Wow.
There's no human parts allowed. So they're like, put on this button down. You're gonna do this scene.
Say, what if they're cold?
I know. Well, yeah. Well, that's the
So-
thing. Like, you're not allowed to get cold either, because if you pierce that fabric,
Yeah.
they're in trouble.
So
they
they-
don't want that.
Do they put Band-Aids on them or they?
No, they were like, you got to put a T-shirt on under that, and I was like, for what? They were like, for nipples.
Oh,
and I'm
my
like, well, you're not gonna
goodness.
see it through this dark blue button down, but they don't 0.
Wow.
In this land, the house is
Jennifer
perfect.
Aniston would never been able to be in a Lifetime movie.
We don't want her in a Lifetime movie.
Well,
we want to
actually,
see
you ever
nipples.
know, on Friends, every time they came back from a commercial break, because as you know, when you're filming sitcoms,
Yeah.
they put the air conditioning on when they
Right.
take breaks, and that shit is cold.
For that reason,
Yeah, well, it
works for me.
perk 'em up. Perk 'em up.
That's why I watch the damn show.
Jennifer Aniston, bing. I was like, yeah, right after a break. Yeah, but anyway.
Wow.
yeah.
So you guys like, are you like dying of heat making these movies?
Nah, I mean, no, I haven't with that one, and it's cool up there.
Oh, up there, yeah, I'm
it's
sure.
A good
Yeah,
balance.
yeah.
When you're under the hot lights, it can be pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
damn
man.
hot.
Sure, yeah.
Pretty damn. I even thought a second before I said damn that time. It was pretty. It could be pretty damn hot, but up there it's nice. It's cool. It's great up there. It's
Wow.
great. But I'm happy to work on it. It's work. I get to play a different role than I've played before.
Sure.
This time I'm a charter boat captain. Like, look at me, Queens boy.
Right.
I'm a charter boat captain
Yep.
on the Great Lakes.
Nice. Yeah, you've had quite the quite several different types of roles. I mean, you played the drug addict son, which I saw. You played a badass like rapper dude.
Yeah.
And what was the name of that one?
Well, I wasn't a rapper, but I think you're talking about, that was my first feature probably, called Ice Grill USA.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Rapper, Queens guy. We all look the same, right? It's a chain, a fitted hat.
Yeah, right. That was sideways. The whole works.
That's an amazing thing to me, how quickly, it could change, right? Like, I put on the glasses, people like, oh, you look smart now, Ty. And I'm like, yeah, I know, because before that I just looked like an idiot from Queens with a fitted cap, right? So we have this
totally different.
And if I have a chain on, people are like, I walked into an optometrist recently, and I just rolled out of bed. I had a tank top on. I just threw my hat on, not thinking about anything, and I needed to get this paper filled out so that I could renew my license. And I walked in and I said, hi, how you doing? I didn't go like, yo, right? I walked in, I said, hi, how you doing? And she goes, yeah, we don't do the paperwork for tints here. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Tints? She's like, yeah, we're not going to do the tints thing. And I'm like, I'm here for like an optometrist, like to fill out things so I can get a license. I'm sorry, here you go. Like, I'm a human adult. I get it, right? Because
what the hell?
Judgments are in place for a reason. Let's be real about it. But look.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Different guy. I'm going to get a different treatment every time.
Yes, without a doubt. Yeah, there's definitely a Clark Kent Superman thing going on here, without a doubt.
See, I'm seeing something else without the glasses, though. Have you ever gone to California to try and do some work, or Asian ones out there?
California's...
Because I'm telling you, you got a solid gig out there if you ever can't.
Are you saying he looks gay?
No.
I mean, you'd be the...
I'm with you. All right.
Bradley Cooper stunt double.
Bradley Cooper stunt double.
They say Bradley Cooper.
Yes.
I was thinking like around the eyes is George Clooney.
You're giving me the Clooney?
Yeah,
I'll
giving
take
you
the Clooney.
Yeah,
I'll take Bradley Cooper too.
I'm thinking Bradley Cooper stunt double.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, the hair and the beard is too dark for Bradley Cooper.
Just for men, baby.
True. Wow.
It's not all that different.
Yeah. But then you put on a suit and you can pass for Secret Service.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know where I'm going with that?
Yep.
Yeah, I did that. I did it one time on the Daily Show.
Right.
I had a little gig on the Daily Show for the Secret Service, and I was a little guy. I didn't think I was gonna get that. That was, out of the blue. But yeah, I mean, what a crazy.
That's cool though. To say you're on the Daily Show with Jon Stewart, that's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, and some famous, really controversial Middle Eastern. Don't quote me, but he was a very dark guy from that region, and he had security issues in his country. So when he came to this show, to the U.S. to Daily Show, it was kind of like the joke was that he needed to worry for his safety here, and he needed security guards and stuff like that, but he did not.
Right.
But yeah, lots of. It's been a crazy long career. I've been at this for a long time.
Yeah.
So I've been able to do a lot of things. I'm gonna plug George Michael here because. I love George Michael, and he's actually part of my act. As a kid, I was just loved the dude. And then one of the first gigs I did, I was like 17 or 18.
Yeah.
And I was on a music video set with George Michael and Whitney Houston.
Oh, wow.
George Michael and Whitney Houston?
Yeah. Nobody knows this song.
I was going to say.
Nobody knows
What, it's a song they duetted on?
Yes, and it's a pretty good song.
I don't recall ever hearing this.
I'm pretty sure it's called If I Told You That.
If I Told You That.
You can find it on YouTube, and if you do, you'll probably have to run the video back a few times, but you could see like 17, 18-year-old me, a very more Puerto Rican version of me. Okay?
Any beard or mustache?
Oh, yeah, but it was like my tiny mustache and a little thing here, my nose ring, and I'm wearing like a bandana. I'm just, way more hardcore, but very hard to spot, but check out it's a good song.
I never...
Yeah.
I am completely unaware of them doing anything together.
Yeah.
Let's see. Whitney Houston, George Michael, If I Told You That.
Yeah.
14 years ago.
14 years ago. He was a baby. George Michael was alive. Oh, they were both alive.
They're both alive. Well, she died first, right?
Did she?
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. I mean, we're going to get hit with copyright infringements, but I get hit with them all the time anyway.
Nobody.
He said it's okay.
Nobody's listening to the song. They should be happy that someone's playing it.
I had no idea they did a song together.
Nobody does. I think it was like their last ditch effort. You know, I don't think their careers were doing like wonderful at the time.
Yeah.
So they're both probably like, let's get together and collab.
Yeah.
And maybe see what the chart.
I'm not gonna lie. Whitney seemed high as a kite the whole time.
Yeah, there's a shocker.
Yeah. We were not supposed to talk to Whitney. It was like they were like, nobody look at her.
Really?
Georgie was great. I go Georgie with him.
So you were on the set with both of them?
Yeah, but George,
Really?
I actually got to like chat with for a couple minutes, smoke a cigarette with him, and like he was just very chill.
Really?
And one of my great regrets in life is that I didn't hook up with George Michael. Now I'm straight.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I still feel like it's a missed opportunity.
Just so you could just say that you made it with him? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I mean, come on, George Michael.
Yeah, but
you weren't the guy in the bathroom, were you?
No, but that's my thought. If that guy in the bathroom might not have been gay either. He was like, "Well, shit, this is George Michael. I gotta go to town."
But see, now if I'm on the set with the two of them, I would be saying, "Damn, I wish I got with Whitney Houston." I wouldn't be saying, "I wish I got with George Michael."
Yeah,
I'm with you on that one too.
But
Yeah, and she was gorgeous, man. In her,
she was
beautiful.
She was
If
not
you
nice
have that, yeah, exactly. When you get that whole.
She had an attitude.
Yeah.
If you're into that sort of thing, if you like a
no, not at all
angry woman.
No,
I can't stay in that.
no, me neither. It
Like,
takes away
got
from the
where I
good
came
looks when
from,
they're bitchy.
Came from here, worked my ass off and get where I am, and then fuck everybody.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
talk to me. You
yeah.
can't talk to me.
Have either of you guys? Because I have a segue to this. It's not going to make sense yet. But have either of you guys seen the new Joker?
My son saw it and he hated it. My son is a
Yes.
big superhero DC Marvel guy. He does a podcast in here where he talks about it's called the superhero. Let them cook a superhero podcast. He hated it.
Really
hated it.
You know, and I wouldn't like air out a lot of movies, or I'd give one a chance. I'd be like, you know, I can't tell you how many times during that movie my face was just like,
yeah,
what? And it would just stay stuck there. I'm like, what is going on? Why are they still singing?
Yeah.
Why is Joaquin singing? You know, it's funny because my mom loved it. She's like, I loved it, Ty. I loved it. And my nieces loved it. But I was just like, this is horrible. And my girl was like, she was on the same track with me. My sister fell asleep the whole time. But man, I love Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah,
Gaga
he's great.
As a musical artist is fantastic. But whoever made these decisions, whoever said we should put this together and make it a musical,
yeah, no.
horrible idea.
Now, I want to continue with that, but did I miss you already in this thing?
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's the only reason I'm still playing it because I'm
like
looking for you.
I'm like a little dark figure. I thought you were gonna just play it for the sound.
Well, I was curious because I never heard of the song before, but I kept it going just so I could hopefully see you. But yeah, I totally missed
see
it.
like a flash here and there. It's hard to spot me.
We'll have to watch it on a bigger screen when we get a chance.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it more closely. At
Background dancer, you know, just doing that for 2 days is pretty cool as a a 17-year-old starting.
But that
out
was
there.
one of the instructions: don't talk to George or Whitney.
Don't talk it to Whitney Houston. Don't
shit.
make eye contact with her, kind of thing.
I hate that shit.
Yeah. But it was a fun experience.
How was Jon Stewart? Did you get to talk to him or meet him at all, or was it just on the stage?
I got a lot of
Are
stories,
you gonna ruin Jon Stewart for us?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were telling me he was a dick.
I'm just an idiot. I'm just a goof. I'm oblivious, especially when you're nervous, right? You're like not really there. So I worked on Daily Show a few times.
Oh,
I did a couple sketches.
Okay.
And so one day I'm doing a sketch for a construction worker, and I'm in the studio, and I haven't really. I think Jon Stewart said hello to me once before this, but haven't really interacted with him too much. So I'm in the studio, and I'm in my construction outfit, and I'm about to take a picture, and I got the other guy working with me. I'm like, hey, can you take a picture? And this was I don't know, probably the crappy cell phones, not what we have now.
The flip ones still.
Yeah. And I go, hey, can you take a picture of me? And he's about to take a picture, and then Jon Stewart walks by and goes, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. And then like I just let the opportunity go by. I think I shook his hand, but like after the fact, I took the picture by myself. I still have that picture, but I'm like.
But even the dude holding the phone, he didn't like think to snap the shot of you guys shaking hands.
I mean, he was basically offering it to me. He stopped
Right.
and said hello to me, and I didn't even think to say, "Hey, John, take this picture with me." But we have the story.
Sometimes it works in your favor. I won't go into the whole story because I've talked about it a million times on here. But I once spent about a half hour with Billy Joel, and I didn't once ask him for a picture. And I've actually met him since, where people have told me, "Oh yeah, he knows who you are because you're the one guy that didn't bug him for a freaking photo."
Oh wow!
Like, oh, okay, all right, cool.
That's dope.
But yeah, so all right. But Jon Stewart was cool though.
Jon Stewart was way cool.
Seems
he was
like it.
Very
Seems
down
like
to
it.
earth.
He does.
Yeah.
But
And everything he does for the firemen.
Yeah.
So you guys must love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done a lot for first responders. And
Yes,
stuff. Yeah.
absolutely.
Big time.
Very passionate.
I wanted to go back to the movie. So I'm sorry, we're all over the place. But
yeah.
I like the concept of this Joker because I thought the whole idea of a musical and Lady Gaga like brought it so over the top and it sounded so crazy. Like it kind of fits the Joker persona. So like, oh, this is going to be a wild ride. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
But then I'm hearing nothing but people saying it's awful.
You know, and I swear I don't say this about movies.
Yeah.
And I, like I said, I love both of them. I love Joaquin Phoenix. I worked with him on a film before.
Oh, nice.
And he, you know, I'm just like, guys, what? And going into it, I said, it's got to be okay because Joaquin signed up for it. It's got to be okay.
Right.
And afterwards, I'm just like, dude, where was your head? Where was your head? Because the first Joker was fantastic.
Yes.
The character,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
I love how you feel for this person. I have, you know, people in my life, you know, who have, you know, mental issues and things like that. So it's like I can totally sympathize. And then it's almost like it got overshadowed. Like his character that was so beautiful got overshadowed by let's showcase Lady Gaga singing and looking cool as Harley Quinn.
Right.
But and those musical numbers were fine. I feel unnecessary. They were fine. They were good.
Yeah.
But when you have Joaquin's character singing in Joaquin's voice for more than 10 seconds, you're just like, this is horrible.
Right.
Why would you make multiple songs? Now, what me and my sister said was like, you know, if Gaga's got to sing, let her sing a couple of like half songs because
Let it
make it work
sing
for
the
her
theme
character.
song. Right. Yeah.
We don't need the whole thing to be a musical.
And it was that much of it? Like throughout?
A lot of it.
That would be
lot
annoying.
of it.
Yeah,
And it
I wouldn't like that.
And it just it took away from the story or the character. And I'm looking at Joaquin because he lost all that weight again, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you poor guy, you poor bastard. You did all that for this movie for it to become a musical.
Wow.
Either way, he's getting the same paycheck.
And that might be it, right?
You know,
it's
like,
like
yeah.
it's a good paycheck.
It's
The
funny
movie
though how
flops, the paycheck's the same.
Yeah.
You know.
isn't
I'm
it
sorry,
funny though
Joaquin.
how sometimes we'll like look at, like you said, you know, if Joaquin Phoenix signed on, it must be good. Like how we associate, like we almost blame an actor if a movie doesn't come out good. Meanwhile, they have so little to do with it. If you, I mean, you know that more, just as much as anybody, between the editing, the director, changes that are made post. Like the actor really has very little to do with it other than performing in it. But they don't have those, most of the time, they don't have those decisions.
That's true.
And if a movie comes out shitty, they're one of the last people that really,
That's true.
But we all, I think most of us will, I can't believe so-and-so did that, you know, and you're like,
Yeah.
and then you carry that for such a long time, and you're almost mad at them for making a bad movie.
I'm not mad at him, Joaquin. I always love you. I'm disappointed. You know, I'm disappointed that was a choice. But like you're saying, you know, you never know where the editing is gonna go. You could have had a great scene, and then they chose this scene, and you're like, that sucks.
Right.
And you know, maybe they told him that it wasn't gonna be a musical or not that much of a musical.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And he can't really, I'm sure he signed contracts, he can't shit talk, and he's just got to support it now. So,
Exactly.
I can't fault him.
So, fuck him. It's his fault. 12 o'clock. So we still have a half hour, but I don't want to miss the opportunity to ask. So we met because you were performing here.
Yeah.
So a lot of acting involved. You got some improv background, but so what? how did we end up in the stand-up comedy world?
Shoot, I think like
He
most
said
people,
shoot again.
God damn it! I'm sorry, guys. This is part of the reason why I'm here, so I can get my New York
Get
back.
in New York back. But how long have you been back in New York?
Like 5 months or so.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. After how many years?
About 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
So,
we'll let the shoot slide.
Yeah. No, we won't.
thank you.
No?
No.
Okay.
All right. Just
Sorry.
don't cancel me. All
He's
right?
the boss.
Oh crap. Sorry. So what was the question? What were we talking about?
So yeah, how did you get into stand-up comedy?
Stand up. Yeah. So I think like a lot of people, it's something you want to do, but you're scared shitless, right?
Yeah.
There's the edge shitless.
Something you've always thought about.
Always thought about it,
Yeah.
but like it was one of those things like can't do it. Absolutely can't do it, right?
Yeah.
And then it was just coincidental. I was back here, and I'm just at a different age now where you got to pull out all the stops, and you gotta, you only live once. I'm early 40s now. If I'm gonna let another 40 years roll by and not try everything, and my stepmom, we were just having a conversation, and she goes, "You should do stand up." Hi, Margie. And and she'd never said that to me. My mom had like always thought I was funny and all that. But to get it from someone else, and she says, "No, you should do it." And it worked in that moment. It made sense in that moment. And I was like, you know what? I got to try this shit. Fuck it. I could do it. At least not the worst. That's the thing, right? Like the Marines say, like, but did you die? Yeah. And that's something to keep in mind, right?
Absolutely right.
It feels like you're going to die. Shit, the last show I did, I was right in that hallway, about to walk up, and I'm like, I think I might die. My heart is pumping so hard, I might die.
Was that your first night doing it? The night we met?
The night that I met you, I think, was maybe my second.
Oh, no
or
kidding.
Third, I'm not sure. So it's only been a few shows.
Yeah.
I'm pretty decent for the amount of shows I've done so far. Only at this point, like 4 maybe.
Okay.
And I got a few more lined up. But yeah, so I took a class with the Stand Up U.
Peter and Rich?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
Good guys.
Yep.
They schooled me on how to design this stuff and help me out. And I just took the ball running. My writing brain is like on fire.
Oh,
to
nice.
The point where I gotta like slow down and be like, concentrate on this set. You got your set. If you want to like add a little thing or carve it up, make it nice, fine. But it's such a cool thing because, in a lot of the other things I do, film, improv, all that.
Yeah.
It's a team, right?
Right.
And it's great. I love working with the team. In
Yes,
fact,
me too.
I feel way more comfortable having someone take more of the responsibility.
Yes.
Eyes are somewhere else and not completely on you.
Yeah,
Right.
because then it becomes stressful and all that, right?
That was my fear, too, with doing stand-up. You're up there by yourself, nowhere to look.
Nowhere to look, and you're up there by yourself. But at the same time, you can make art. You can have a voice by yourself. You don't need that team. And that's something that's awesome because, as an actor, I know myself and a lot of others struggle with like having a platform. Like, we always have to wait for somebody to hire us to be in their film, to do this. Whereas in stand-up, I mean, you might not be in the best venue, but you can make your own. This is your project.
Yeah,
you design your own set.
Oh, wow.
And no one has to really like pick you for that. And you can tell your story.
Right.
That's
awesome. Interesting. I'd never looked at it that way. To me, it was just an opportunity to make people laugh. But things like the murder mysteries, because I wrote it, so that's what I'm like. That's where I feel my opportunity to, hey, this is mine. Mm-hmm. Where stand up, I'm just, I come from the same mentality of a team.
Yeah.
And being out there and we're big union guys, so
nice.
So that's always I'm always about everybody in the team.
Yeah.
So stand-up was a completely different animal for me, and it really kind of freaked me out at first. But I never looked at it that way. It was all just a matter of I just want to laugh. I just want to go out there and have some fun. It's really I kept it pretty simple, I guess. But do you find that you had an advantage because, like taking a class? I took a class here, John Trusing, because I've been working here for several years. So like, you know what? And that's where I finally got the itch. Let me go out there. I'm hanging out with all these guys that do it. So I took John Truson's class and loved it. but I'm looking at all these people in the class. There were, I think, 12 of us in the class, and I think maybe one other person had some kind of stage experience. So there were, and I'm not knocking them, because they're just new at it. So they were all, "Hi, everybody," and they didn't know what to talk about. So they, so I was watching porn the other day, where, where for us, because I've been acting for, since high school, which was almost 40 years ago, I don't feel I had an advantage, but I know almost.
Don't bring up the amount of years, bro.
Not even close.
36.
That's better.
Not really.
Better than 40.
I just felt like I had a little bit of an edge or an advantage of some sort because I've been on stage before, so I had comic timing. I felt comfortable up there, and I felt that kind of put me above the rest. And I'm not trying to say that in a negative way, but I didn't have that nervousness of being on stage. I just had the nervousness of remembering the bits and being up there by myself without somebody to save me if I'm flopping.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like they're all their own beasts.
Well, yeah.
Like,
yes.
Getting up and doing a play, that's its own beast to conquer. Getting up and doing improv, like some people, like that's the scariest thing to them because it is that scary.
Yep.
Getting up in front of a camera and in front of a crew. So each one is like something to get over as far as I feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Each one is just as hard.
Right.
Now, having any other skill like talking to people or, telling a story, I think I have some of that, right? And even with it, like, we were sort of instructed to, funny. But at heart, like, I'm always a storyteller.
Yes.
So my set, I'm very okay with it going to a little bit of a sad moment, and they're like, is this guy really, like, going here? For me, so I know that it should all be funny, but I want to take people on a journey.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. And
I'm happy to hear that because I do feel that's almost like a lost art now.
Yeah.
It's always set up, premise, set up, punch, and then, there should be, what is it? Like, I don't know. I know this is wrong, but it's like, make sure there's like 10 punchlines per minute or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, no, but then you're not able to tell a story that way. It's all it's almost like watching an 80s sitcom. It's always got to be the constant, hacky laughs.
Yeah.
It's like, no, let's tell a story. Let's talk a little bit,
And if you want to believe the person, if you want to take a ride on this journey, like, that's what I'm about too. Like, I want to be funny for sure. I want you to laugh. I want you to think this was a good show. But let's just say I didn't get a laugh, but you said something about it was good though.
Right.
That's good too. I think that's great. Like in improv, most people assume that it's supposed to be funny all the time.
Everybody thinks whose line is it anyway.
Well, yeah, and that's
nuts,
a certain type. That's short form.
Right.
It's very quick. That is supposed to be funny. But if you're talking about long form and just improv in general, there's a method to it, and you're following the method. When you see a funny joke, you turn left. You don't go for the easy joke.
Exactly.
And what you want more than anything is for people to have like that awe factor, like, wow. To be like, they made, wow. And there's a good byproduct of funny. And so you follow that thing. And with that also is like, you can follow the improv rules and be really good at improv. But if you take in the acting and really, devoting yourself to this moment rather than, okay, I know what I'm supposed to do here. I found the joke. I'm going to do this or whatever. But playing it to the height of your intelligence. So, yeah, I just created this character right now.
Right.
But I'm going to make him as real as possible. This guy, the fact that my mom is going to die in this scene isn't funny to me. It might be funny to you guys because the way that I'm doing something, but I got to treat this as real as possible.
Yep.
So when keeping that in mind for stand-up, it's like when I'm delivering that next line, if it's a serious moment, let's get serious for a moment.
Sure.
And let's take a breath. It might not be as fast as that other set, but let's have an experience.
Plus, it's hard because for somebody who's new at it, you don't really get enough time to do that. You're new, so you're lucky if you're getting 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And even 7 minutes,
not a lot.
It's not a lot. It feels a lot more when you're up
When-
there.
yeah.
But it's still not long enough if you want to tell a story and take them on some kind of emotional journey like that. You're talking. You probably need the 15 to 20 at least to kind of build that kind of rapport to reel them in to go there with you, because they're expecting constant, punchlines. So to take them, and immediately I'm thinking Billy Crystal. Billy Crystal, when he was starting out as a stand-up comedian, he did stuff like that all the time.
Yeah.
He would get melancholy, for lack of a better word. He would and tell some heart-wrenching stories about his family and stuff. And then but he was also wildly funny. He's one of my favorite all-time stand-up comedians. I wish he would go back to it, but he would take you on that journey. But I feel it's a dying art. You don't really see people doing that anymore. Which is sad to me.
It is, because you should. This is your art, right? Whether it's you're painting, or you're sculpting or doing this, like make it your own. And again, like I know if you want to play it sort of the safe route, follow the formula.
Right.
But,
and have you been doing that, or you've been trying to work in your?
No, I've been working. I've worked it in.
So like guys like Bales and Rich Walker, what do they say? Don't do that? Are they encouraging? What are they?
Well, for the first set, I sort of followed the rules, and I can't help it. Like I can't help tie things together. So my last joke.
You say tie things together?
Yeah,
like you said tie on purpose?
Yeah, tie.
It's his name.
Slip it in there. I'm implanting this in your head. You got to know me. See my shows. But segueing into the next joke, it's not a like I have to. But it's like if I can work this a little bit, it makes sense to me. Same thing with improv. Like my brain goes to long form. It goes to telling a story.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't always necessarily need to do that, but that's where my brain goes.
Yeah.
And so in my set, first time I stuck to the rules pretty much, and I did it this sort of like dry way. I guess I do have this character that's very dry and kind of offbeat, because no one's just one thing. But now that I'm getting more comfortable, one of my good buddies, MJ Matheson, out in Minnesota, I call him my improv older brother, stand-up older brother, was my teacher, and then I got to play with him, and it's just freaking awesome. So I did a show out in Minnesota. I think it was my second or third, and he put me up there, and he liked it, and he said his one real critique was, I want to see more Thai.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, heard. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And it takes comfortability, right? To do that. But I think generally that's the thing. And he wasn't like, I want you to talk more about like your life or anything like that, but just being you. And with that, I think when I'm telling my story, I can't help but do it my way. And the last two shows I did here were like that.
Okay.
I come full circle in the end. I start here, we leave it alone for a while, then we hit this, we hit that. You're getting different versions of me, and then we come back around and there's some darkness there, and I just tie it up together, and that feels right to me. And if other people, it doesn't feel right to them, that's great.
Right.
But if we all did the same thing,
it'd be boring.
Yeah.
You got your own.
Right.
You got your no doubt.
Yeah.
That's cool. That works.
Absolutely. All right, let me read some comments here. All right, well, I haven't read comments in a while, but yeah, Fremder was saying, no nipples, I'm out. He also says, I used to date a hot optometrist, and let me tell you, she had great tints. Oh, my goodness. Getting some smiley faces. Smiley faces from Amy Lynn Sussman.
Oh, yeah. That's my lady. How you doing?
Is that?
Yeah.
That's your girl? Nice.
She was wonderful. He did a murder mystery with us a little over a week or so ago.
Lots of fun.
Brought her with him. She was delightful. I really liked her. She was very nice. Fremder, I always thought Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You" was about her crack pipe. So unfortunate, Whitney Houston's death. Nothing funny about it, although it does crack me up. Fremder's here. Nice shirt. You guys look like daylight savings.
Okay.
I'm not seeing that. It's all just
Because we're light skinned.
Or all right, yeah. I don't know. We don't really try to make sense of Fremder's comments. The Joker movie would have been amazing if he found out Thomas Wayne was lying about how his mother treated him. Therefore, he killed his mother for no reason, and that's how he really goes insane. Oh, all right. Fremder is a big Batman guy.
Cool.
Andy Plajanos, Zen and the Art of Dick Jokes. You see, that's the problem with reading the comments too late, because now I don't know what they're referring to.
Could have been somebody talking about 45 minutes ago, and we lost it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fremder, I always flop after I'm done doing stand-up. As a matter of fact, it happened this morning. I always flop after I'm done doing stand-up. Yeah, it's happening right now. Let's see. And then Amy Lynn Sussman says, cool joke theory. Definitely would have been a better movie. Oh, okay. Oh, Joker theory, I guess she meant to say. Improv blows my mind, she says.
Does she have any embarrassing stories she should call in about right now and discuss with us?
I'm sure she's got embarrassing.
Well, so she's saying improv blows her mind. So does she watch you doing improv? And she's and she's all impressed with you and stuff, and that helps you score some points.
Yeah, that's why it's extra cool to date a civilian, because then they just think you're magic.
That's true.
That's true. The point, right? Like, it's not always great. There are moments of crap.
I was telling Jeff before he got it, I bombed I was in the gig room this past Saturday, and I bombed. I bombed.
And I think that's part of it, right? And I think that the fear is why so many people, including us in the past, we hold ourselves back, is because we don't want to feel that. But what I'm getting now is, like, you got to go through that. You got to fail, and it's going to suck, and then you get good.
There's a comedian, Mick Thomas. I don't know if you've come across him. He's New York based. He lives on the island, but he's from Ireland, so he's got the thick Irish accent. And he was in here probably a year or so ago, and he was saying, he goes, I don't know why bombing is such a big topic. He goes, that's a part of what we do. We have great nights, we bomb. How'd you do tonight? I did great. How'd you do tonight? I bombed. Like, it happens. That's part of the life. He goes, I don't know why people make such a big deal out of it.
Yeah, nobody's going to be perfect every time.
Right.
Nobody's going to be great every time.
I make a big deal out of it because I don't want to be, I don't think any of us want to be that person that bombs. And I think about the audience, like I was telling Jeff, I had 16 people come to see me that night. Yeah. And I bombed in front of them. So I felt bad. I was even texting them before the show was even over. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Like, I don't want to be that guy, but he's right, though. It is a part of the life. It happens.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, failure is going to happen. And like I said,
that's everything we're doing.
I was a quitter my whole young life.
Yeah.
And you know what that did for me is, like, I never got good at anything. I never really did anything. You know, I sucked at soccer, sucked at baseball. Like, this sucks. I'm not doing it. Right? And I never did anything, until later in life. And then once, one thing led to the next. And then at a certain point, you start, like, building this other self-esteem, or whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
Where you have to, like, it's not even, like, we play this record. I have my default record that's like, you suck. Right? But then I have to look at, the graph and the files that I have. I literally have to, like, pull them out. Not literally, but so for example, like, when I do voiceovers, which should be, like, the least nerve-wracking thing in my brain.
It's hard work.
But
it's hard work.
No one's gonna look at me. It's just a person in the booth and whatever.
Still hard work.
But I still, every time, I get a little nervous, not incredibly, but a little bit, and I have to have this talk with myself that goes, "Hey, buddy, you've done like 100 of these. They hired you.
Right.
You're a professional. You're good. Why aren't you waking up and feeling, I'm good.
I got this.
So
well, that's the other side of it. We're talking about bombing, but meanwhile, when it's a good night, I mean, it's one of the best feelings in the world when you're totally connected, and you get that almost like watching you on the Daily Show. I mean, that audience was freaking out.
Yeah.
Screaming, clapping, laughing at the whole thing with you guys coming out of Secret Service. Now, granted, you're not the main guy, but you're still a part of that. You're still executing it perfectly so that the audience is getting that reaction.
Yeah.
I mean, when they react that way, I mean, really, doesn't really get any better than that professionally.
Yeah.
You know, there's a few other things that's better than that, but professionally, there's nothing better than connecting and making them react like that.
Yeah, even if it's a small bit, and that's a great
Right.
point. Like, it's counting your wins, right, and stacking your wins. Where
Exactly.
some of our brains,
Right.
you know, we stack our L's, right?
Yes.
Where it's very important to get a little hippy dippy here, whatever. But you know, practice gratitude, and when you think about these awesome moments,
Right.
like that worked that time, it worked.
Exactly.
And you're gonna fail, and don't be so hard on yourself. Even if it's January 16th and you still haven't done a push-up or whatever.
Right. And it's not hippy dippy. We've talked about it recently. Jeff is dealing with leukemia. I'm a cancer survivor. So no, it's not. It's not hippy dippy to show a little gratitude and tell people that you appreciate what they're doing or who they are, whatever it is. No, absolutely not.
We all need to hear it.
Yeah, especially
telling
as
each
time
other,
flies, man.
Telling each other.
It's crazy.
A lot of close calls.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, we got to tell each other. The work is like telling ourselves, and that's it, right? Like even before you're getting up on stage, it's like there's a pep talk. You gotta. I mean, I pep talk myself.
Sure. You got to get into a certain mindset. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Without a doubt. All right. So we got a few minutes left.
Now, let me just before you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You could almost, I mean, because I don't do stand-up, you could almost feel a crowd's energy, though, even before. If you're watching the guy before, you're going, all right, this crowd's fucking tough tonight. Oh, my God, they're a little rough. Do you get that kind of sense sometimes? Or sometimes you're like, man, this crowd is really into it tonight. I should have a good night, maybe. Or, you know?
I don't know if I felt the crowd. I mean, a little
Do you
bit.
gauge them a little bit? You get a, you know.
If you're looking out at them before you go out there, for sure. But I definitely notice when I'm standing on stage and either you have deadpan face or like ready to accept you face. Or like, I'm ready for a good time. And maybe that depends on who just went up or whatever. But it's hard to look out there and you just see like the deadpan face.
Yeah.
You do stand up too?
What's that?
You do stand up too?
No, I was saying I don't do stand up. Okay. I've thought about trying it just for shits and grins, but like you get the, I got the balls to do that. I'm gonna freaking, I'd suck, you know. You know, I'd be the guy getting up there and I'd be like talking about farting in the store or something. You know,
Funny is funny, man. If it works,
you know.
But that's the beauty of taking these classes because they really do help you kind of hone whatever it is you're trying to say and help you build the persona you're trying to put out there.
Yeah.
So if you really wanted to, I highly recommend it. But
the art of Zen and farting.
Exactly.
Farting always comes up at a family party or a gathering, right?
Yeah.
Always comes up.
Yep.
Why? I don't know.
I gauge an audience too much because if I see they're kind of dead, then I get into almost like a panic mode.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, are you trying? Because
but you don't have a choice. You got to go out there and do it regardless. If it goes over well, great. If it doesn't, all right. Well, now I'm done. See you later.
And that's why it's so important to lead with like that funny joke, right? Because you got to get them to that place, hopefully, and then
it does. You know, and it's funny you mentioned. So I always think of this one particular story. Thank goodness it wasn't me, but I was at the brokerage to just go see some friends performing, just supporting, and there was a guy on stage. This is probably 2 years ago, so we were still somewhat fresh from the pandemic. And this guy, so my friend was about to go up. The guy before him starts going on and on about Trump and Biden. He starts going on and on about the pandemic. And I am not joking. I mean, it had to be almost half the room stood up and left. Like, you go to a comedy show.
Yeah.
I mean,
you don't want to hear about political.
Depending on who you're seeing, like you might see somebody that's known for the political stuff, so that's the audience that comes in, and they want that.
Yeah.
But most of the time, you're coming here on a Thursday night, especially when it's, mixed, and it's more of a local blend of comedians, where you don't know what you're getting. So no, they're not here for political comedy. This guy was getting so political. I'm telling you, it was pretty if it wasn't half, it was pretty damn close to half. Walking out.
You're getting some artists that try pushing their agenda with their political thoughts and views. It's like, dude, we didn't come here for that. We get enough of that shit in the media.
Well,
you go to a concert.
Right. Yeah.
Roger Waters is famous for doing it.
Yeah, true.
Love his music and the show. He gets too political.
Yes.
And dude, you're from the UK. Don't comment on our government. I don't care if you live here. That's fine.
They love to trash talk.
You know, if
They
you,
really
if
do.
You, if
They
you
laugh
hate,
at
if
us
you
quite a
hate,
bit.
You know, our political views and our government. Leave your American money here.
Yeah,
You
right.
made-
Well,
and,
he,
No
and,
doubt,
you know,
yeah.
well, he has a house in the Hamptons, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So at least he's paying some taxes. So, but now my buddy who was performing next, he felt just that. He's, I got to win them back because they weren't leaving for good. They were going out to get a drink. They were going out to smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
So now he's got to deal. He's got to try to get them to come back, but also fix their mood.
Yeah.
You know,
That stuff.
Would it be wrong of him to be like, "All right, folks, don't worry, I am not that guy." Would that be? Would that be not cool?
I think
Or-
you do
'cause
call it
you're
out.
kind of
You don't want to like
all
shit on
together.
the other person
Right.
necessarily.
Right.
But I think like it's just like when you trip or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't try to play it off like it didn't happen.
right.
Acknowledge it. And when you acknowledge your flubs, people tend to laugh.
Yes.
Like, I remember I was at an open mic and I thought I forgot a line, and it screwed me up, and I was like, "Oh crap!" And I acknowledged it, and that got a freaking laugh
Yes.
right there. And
Yes. Whatever it
you
is
never
that
know.
connects them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't actually say, you know, I'm not going to be that guy because you don't want to make him
You don't-
look
right.
bad.
Yeah.
But you might say something like, "So, who you guys voting for?" Like, you would say something political, but you know it's a joke. You know, something like that to kind of acknowledge that, you know, you know.
Now that we're even further divided, let's go on.
Right, exactly,
Which is what I want to say is like, you know, I've been more politically active at times, and there are terrible things going on all over the world and the country all the time.
Yeah.
But you know, right now I feel like that's out of my pay grade, and I don't. What I want to do with people is like less canceling. Let's find where we can meet.
Yep.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We have
Agree
a lot in
100%.
common.
Yep.
It's been all about
Yeah.
you're this person, you're that person. Nobody's all good or all bad.
Right.
Let's find a place to meet and laugh.
Yeah.
Well said.
Common ground, and that's all. We all love to laugh. That's you know, people could just remember that.
All right, let me read some more comments, and then just about time for us to get out of here. I think I read them all. Oh, all right.
I got a few shows to plug.
Well, yeah,
you got something to plug, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get to that.
Okay.
One thing I like to do with the guests. So yeah, just about time for us to go. So I look at social media, and I look at mutual friends. So I'm going to call a few names out.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want about them. You don't have to say anything at all about them. But I'm just going to call. I got 4 names, and yeah, we'll see what you do.
Okay.
Name number 1, Richard Lampone. No? Okay.
Can't put a face to it.
Second name, Emily DeNova.
Oh my gosh! You did not just say Emily DeNova. I think I met her
She's an
at
actress.
like a film festival or something
Right,
years
okay.
ago.
Rick Eberly.
Rick Eberly.
Blanking on that one. Well, see, he's only been back for a few months, so he's working his way back in the world.
Oh, he's a musician.
Yes.
Okay, I know his name when I see it. I don't know.
He always
like
wears
that.
the derby.
Yeah,
thing,
he wears a derby. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
dope. That was also a film festival from years ago with that
Okay.
film Ink and Steel. Yeah, he was a very
nice.
cool guy.
Rick's a great dude. Great dude. All right, last name, Sean Kearns.
Sean Kearns. He hosted a show.
I think it
that
was the night we met. I think he was hosting that
we
night.
met.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's
think
a
he was.
really cool guy.
He's a great
I had
guy.
Great experience with him.
Yep. Sean Kearns is a comedian. His father is Gerard Kearns, who we went to high school with.
Oh, that's his kid?
Yeah.
No kidding.
And Maureen.
Yeah, Maureen. Yeah, I can't think of her last.
Starts with an H. But now she's married to Jason, who was a year behind us. Sorry, don't mind us. We're just talking about high school. But yeah, so anyway. But he does stand up. He's a great kid.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're doing a show together in November.
Nice. I saw some of his stuff online.
He's funny, man.
Oh, yeah?
He's
I like
a good and a good dude. Yeah, absolutely.
And I just saw Gerard the other day, and he didn't.
Oh, really?
He usually says how his kid is doing and stuff. I mean, it was a quick,
Yeah.
quick bumping into.
In fact, that night Gerard was here to see
Oh, yeah?
to see his son. Yeah. All right. So yeah, what are we plugging?
So I got a show at McGuire's in Bohemia.
Yeah.
October 26th.
Cool.
Broadway Comedy Club in Manhattan.
Nice.
November 1st.
Cool.
That'll be the first time in Manhattan. And then November 16th here at Governor's in Levittown.
I'm there. I'm coming.
November
I'm gonna
16th.
come.
That's a good
I'm
idea.
gonna come.
Hell
You gonna
yeah.
come?
As long as I'm
come with me?
as long as I'm not booked for anything.
All
Yeah,
right, we'll bring the
I'm
wives.
here most of the time anyway.
The wives, we
November.
gotta get the
Oh, that's a good
wives to
idea.
meet, so I think we
November
should do that.
16th is a what?
November 16th, I believe, is also a Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Okay. How do they keep up? Like Facebook? Do you have a?
yeah. So that's the best way. I mean, I have a website, but it's more just for like professional use. Find me on Facebook. I have 2 pages. One is like not really used. The one with me currently in a red like flannel. That's the real one.
Okay.
And that's the way I like to promote. I've promoted everything throughout the years through
Nice.
that. Or Instagram is at the Tyler Noble, and I'm always promoting whatever I'm doing. I'm doing another film in Minnesota in November called Freelancers.
Nice.
But I'm really excited to do these shows and spread this love and get keep this movement going. And
Cool.
I'm really thankful for you bringing me on the show here and doing Knockem Dead comedy.
Yes, that was that was fun. That was fun. It was an interesting night, but but it was fun. Yeah. So Tyler came and read with Knockem Dead at rehearsal one night. I was short a performer. But I knew all the lines for both. They're brothers. The characters are brothers. I knew the lines for both. So I just said the show was what 2 or 3 days later.
Yeah.
2 days later. So I said you don't even have to learn the script. Just come in, just so I have somebody to refer to, somebody to talk to. I don't think I let you say a single line. I think I just did the whole thing. I was in panic mode that night.
No. You did your lines, and I didn't say anything. Like I might have responded, but I
took a beating too.
I found little places to, insert lines here and there.
Yes.
And that was what was really cool because, you're going in and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. But
felt bad,
it's
man.
like, you're hanging out with friends and you just, you say something and you're just riffing and then things work. And
Right. But then the bride, she kind of did she smack you or she just kind of threw you at one point? That's why I say you took a beating. I forget what part of the show it was, but you just happened to be standing right there, so she just kind of threw you out of her
I was
way.
egging them on. I was being like that annoying dumb
That's
brother.
perfect.
I'd get in their face and smell them and do weird shit.
That was a lot of fun. You did. You saved our asses, so
was a
thank you
blast.
for that. Oh shit! I'm glad you're here. I owe you money for that. So right? Yeah, I didn't pay you that night. Yeah, I owe the man money. That's why he's
say
here.
nothing. He's been sitting here a little awkward, like he's had something on his mind.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to say something.
Said
he's
something about when he
holding
walked
back.
in. It's like, you owe me points, motherfucker.
Oh, damn.
Mother Fletcher. I said.
Yes, really. Tony.
Mother trucker.
Your mouth.
Unbelievable.
Sir.
You can't say those things.
All right, time to get on out of here. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
please. As the McGuire's dates and the dates in here, come on back. And we'll push them more and have some more laughs.
Let's do it.
All right, we're getting out of here. And speaking of governors, let's see what's going on at Governors this weekend. Jamie Lassau, Tom Cotter, Sean Brown's Mad Funny Long Island Comedy Festival is Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Oscar Calazos, Chris Barnes, Samantha Ramsdell, Justin Silver, just some of the comedians you'll see on the Governor's stage. And don't forget, November 2nd, right here in the Giggle Room here in Levittown, Clash of the Boroughs. Mike Pachetti and friends. Mike is hosting. Sean Kearns is on that show. Johnny McDonald, Courtney Otero, Andrew Farella making his official comedy debut, headlined by New York funny man Greg Criticos. That's a Gov's Comedy Club podcast production. So we're looking forward to that. And of course, don't forget, speaking of McGuire's, in December, Knockem Dead Comedy performing one of our hilarious murder mystery shows. So go to govs.com and check out the full schedule, make some reservations, do some great shows, and knockemdeadcomedy.com to check out our full schedule, as well as information on how you can hire us for your corporate event, your private event, your fundraiser, whatever you got going on. Okay, and then, of course, Gov's Comedy Club podcast. It's a big day today. We have premiering here on Gov's Comedy Club podcast, Peter Bales and Jackie the Joke Man Martling. They've been doing a show called Stand Up Memories. It's been shown on YouTube. They're on season number 5. Well, they're you can see them on the YouTube channel, but you can also see them here. Season 5 is also going to be here on Gov's Comedy Club podcast, with season 5 premiere tonight at 6:00 right here on Gov's Comedy Club podcast on the YouTube channel only. And then Steve Squared is at 6:30. Let Them Cook, a superhero podcast, I believe is 8 o'clock. And then last but not least, our Tuesday night show, Hershey and the Keegs, Mark Hirschman and Mike Keegan. They're up for the Best of Long Island Best Podcast, I believe it is. So please vote for them for Best Podcast. All right. And with that, that's it. We're out of here. Today is Monday. So tomorrow we have Tuesday trivia. Whoops. Hang on a second. I'm screwing up. Boom. There we go. Tuesday trivia with me and Diane tomorrow. And, coffee with the dog tomorrow at 9 a.m. We got a lot of great stuff happening here. Jake Chapman, who's been in this studio on a few different shows, he's debuting on Thursday, a new podcast that he's doing. And we have Sports Bash with Peter Schwartz and Vinny Tickets. They're going to be starting doing their show here, I think, in another week or so. So we're looking forward to that. Lots of great stuff happening here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Share the link. Tell everybody you know about all the shows here and all that social media stuff. All right. Everybody have a great day. Thanks again to Tyler Noble. Jeff, next Monday, hopefully?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
What was the man upstairs approves it?
There you go. All right, we're out. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. See. Treading Water. Sorry, Treading Water coming on at 1 o'clock with you and Travis in 20 minutes. See you then.